In today's video, I wanted to share 7 of the top reasons that I've noticed some people who do eBay to Amazon and Amazon to Amazon flipping, why some of them crush it and they're doing $50, $60, $70, $100,000 a month. They're making $8,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 per month profit, and why others, they don't really get over $500 a month in sales, $1,000, $2,000 a month in sales. Maybe they struggle to even make $500 profit doing eBay to Amazon flipping and Amazon to Amazon flipping. So let's get right into this video. Number 1, okay, and I know a lot of people aren't gonna wanna hear this, but it's true. The people who are doing $50,000 a month, $80,000 a month, $100,000 a month, they've got the capital. And I've got some notes here that I'm gonna be referencing, so if you see me looking down, top sellers consistently reinvest money into inventory, okay? While those without capital grow slower or stall out. So the truth is, the more money that you have, the more of an advantage that you have, because the more you can spend, the more products that you can acquire, and the more sales and ultimately profit you're going to make. So if you've got 2 people who know exactly what they're doing and they're both on the same level of skill, whether you're doing E to A or A to A, and somebody has $10,000 a month to invest versus someone who has only $500 per month to invest, the person with more money is going to grow faster. Now, the good news is this isn't a race against me and you, or you and the next guy or the next girl, right? This is just about dealing with the cards that you have. If you only have a couple $100, that's fine. You can still do eBay to Amazon, use Replen Catcher, source deals, flip books, DVDs, office supplies, board games. I mean, you can flip pretty much anything from eBay to Amazon. You just have to understand you're going to grow slower, and you're really gonna have to make sure that you're budgeting your money and you're saving your money, because the whole goal of running an eBay to Amazon business is to get your money to work for you. So it doesn't mean you can't start with just $100. It's just you're only gonna be able to buy a couple of items, flip those items, save the profits, reinvest the profits, and then maybe the next week you can invest 150, or the next month maybe 300. 3 months down the road, maybe you got 1,000, 2,000. So it's just gonna take, longer to be able to grow your sales. But if you have more capital, it's a huge advantage, okay? And I just wanted to be transparent, with you guys about that, which I think everybody knows. Number 2, getting ungated. Some of the sellers you see, like myself, have a huge advantage over brand new sellers. Again, this is a real raw video. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. Me, having an account that's 11 years old, I've sold a bunch of items. I have a couple friends of mine who have been selling on Amazon for 12, 13, 14 years. We have a huge advantage over a new account because we're grandfathered into a lot of brands. We've sold a lot of brands. Amazon trusts us to an extent. I don't think Amazon trusts anybody fully, but we could sell a lot more brands. If you are brand spanking new, Amazon's gonna be holding on to your money. They're gonna gate you and restrict you in a lot of books and products and brands. I mean, if you're just getting started with books, you might scan 100 books and maybe you can only sell 10, and it stinks, right? But Amazon doesn't know you, they don't trust you, they don't know if you're a counterfeiter, they don't know if you're a bootlegger. So successful sellers unlock more categories while others stay restricted and miss half the opportunities. So that's kind of the second part. The first part is, if you've been selling for a while, you have a big advantage because you're already grandfathered in and auto ungated into a lot of stuff. But also the successful sellers, they take time as their business grows and they reinvest their profits back into getting ungated. And getting ungated is way harder nowadays too. It sucks. But again, I'm not here to just rub your back and blow smoke up your you-know-what and lie to you. Like a lot of these channels that you listen to, they're just gonna tell you whatever it is to get you into a course, to just start something, to run up the views. I'm giving it to you real right now. It's a lot harder to get ungated. Amazon, sometimes they don't accept invoices. You might buy, 10 of an item, give the invoice, and they reject it. And you have to submit your DVD invoice from christianbook.com 4, 5, 6, 7 times until you get a rep who gives a damn, right? So you have to keep closing out the case and then asking, and eventually you get ungated. Also now, on some of the products, depending on your account, you might need to buy 100 of an item. So the reality is, it takes time, it takes money, it takes resources. And some of the sellers that you see crushing it, like myself, and I've got to be real with you, we have a big advantage, right? So that doesn't mean that you can't get ungated down the road, but it's going to take more time. It's going to be harder to scale, because while you're trying to get ungated and dealing with these reps in India who don't give a damn about you, I'm just selling the products over and over again and saying how easy it is to source, but the reality is it's not as easy for someone who's new. So just know that that's a hill that you're going to have to climb if you're new and your account doesn't have a lot of selling history. Number 3, actually buying products. The people who are actually making good money, and that could be $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month or $100,000 a month, they're actually buying products. Winners with eBay to Amazon take action and make consistent purchases, while the people who are losing, they just window shop and they're hunting the unicorn deals, right? The people who are having success with eBay to Amazon and Amazon to Amazon are flipping items for 50 to 100% ROI, right? $10 profit, $15 profit, $20 profit. A lot of the beginners, they're looking for like a 300, 400% ROI and a $40 profit. So they'll go into Replen Catcher and put in minimum $30 profit, minimum 200% ROI. And they're like, there's nothing available. This model sucks. Steve's a bald, lying son of a gun. I don't know what he's talking about. All his numbers are fake and they're photoshopped, and he is the biggest fake that I know. But the reality is the people who are winning, they're buying products and they're taking time to learn how to analyze deals, which I'm going to talk more about. They're learning Keepa, they're learning all the tools. You know, they're making best offers, they're purchasing items, and they're making mistakes, right? They're not just looky-loos. And when you're new and you're starting a business, you're gonna make mistakes. I've talked about this a bunch of times on the channel. You're gonna make mistakes. There's no such thing as starting a business and then all of a sudden it just goes to the moon and everything's great and all beautiful and sunshine and rainbows and it's perfect. I've made a bunch of bad buys in the past. I've made mistakes. I've lost money. But the people who are winning, they get to the point where they kind of master their sourcing, and they get to a point where they're confident in sourcing and they're spending money. You have to be spending money and actually buying products instead of sitting back making excuses saying it's the software, it's the data, it's the Keepa, it's the seller ramp, it's the Replen Catcher, it's the book mine, it's this and that and this, and it's you. You got to take time to research. You got to take time to learn and put in that sweat equity. Number 4, I've noticed the people who are really crushing it with eBay to Amazon, and again, Amazon to Amazon as well, they built a replens list, okay? The people who are really scaling to 6 figures profit and beyond, or even 7 figures, I have a friend who's about to hit 7 figures this year, 100% merchant fulfilled, eBay to Amazon. They are doubling down on the repeatable winners, which are called replens. You know, they build their own database of replens. While others, a lot of the people I notice with eBay to Amazon flipping, they don't focus on replens. They don't double down on the brands and on the products they've sold before. They're in the live stream. Replen Catcher, if you don't know, there's a live stream. It's tracking multiple millions of products. It's easy to use. It's kind of like going to the thrift store and scanning, but you're competing with a bunch of different people. Yes, there's tons of new deals all the time, but everybody's looking at it. If you build a replens list and you focus on items that maybe not everybody else is tracking, or products that aren't in the live stream database within, you know, Replen Catcher, you have a huge advantage. Plus, if you keep an eye out on the items you've sold before and allow them to come in and set your ROI maybe at 20%, you can make best offers with eBay. And that's what a lot of these eBay to Amazon flippers are doing, including myself and my team. We'll set an ROI down at 20%, knowing that we're gonna make best offers and we're gonna pretty much engineer a deal from 20% to 70%. Maybe the item is up for sale at $62.99 and we make a best offer for $48. You might think to yourself, that's not much, but it actually is. It's the difference between, you know, like a 20, 25% ROI and a 75% ROI. And you might be thinking, well, who's gonna take a deal like that? There's a lot of people who are sourcing these deals from thrift stores, garage sales, selling it from around their house. So they're happy to take $48 now instead of having to wait for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and hope that the eBay algorithm actually treats them with a little bit of respect. If you've been selling on eBay, you know how it goes. So the people who are really crushing it and winning with eBay to Amazon and Amazon to Amazon, they're doubling down on replens. Replens are absolutely huge. Number 5, the people who are winning, and I've talked about this a couple of minutes ago, they're confident in analyzing deals, okay? How do you become confident in analyzing deals? How do you see a deal and you pop on it? How do you come across a specific book that just pops up in the live stream, or a DVD that comes up in your replens list and you're like, I'm gonna pop on that right now, I know it's a good deal. You only know what a good deal is if you've analyzed hundreds of thousands of bad deals. You only know what a good deal is when you've actually put in the time to buy products, list them, ship them, send them to Amazon FBA, and you get to figure out, oh, it sold in a week, it sold in a day. Oh wow, this one took 6 months to sell, or it never sold. And then you figure out, oh wow, the reason this item didn't sell is because I didn't understand that Amazon was on the listing and they weren't sharing the buy box. Oh wow, I didn't know that Seller Amp had a little buy box analysis tool where I can see all the sellers on the listing and the history of the listing. I can see what it's sold for in the past, what percentage of the buy box is going to all the different sellers. Is the buy box going to FBA or is it going to FBM? You only understand what a good deal is versus a bad deal, or a bad deal versus a good deal, when you put in that time, when you put in those reps, right? So one of my biggest recommendations for people, if you're coming from like the thrifting world and you're transitioning into any form of online arbitrage like eBay to Amazon, is put in your time and effort analyzing deals. You don't even have to buy any of these products, but put in time analyzing the deals, using replen catcher, coming across the deal, saying to yourself, I would pop on this right now, but I'm not because I'm in learning research phase, or, oh, I'd pass on this because, wow, IP alert popped up, or look, I saw on Keepa the number of sellers was 10 and then it dropped to 1, and Steve told me if that happens, that's an indication that there was probably an IP complaint or something and I should stay away from that product. Or, you know, maybe I found this deal, it looks amazing, wow, it's 400%, but Steve told me if I'm looking for DVDs to stay away from DVDs that are under 10,000 rank because they could be highly likely of being a counterfeit, and wow, look, there's other people on eBay selling it with multiple copies, that's a red flag. If you've gone through my DVD counterfeit prevention guide, which is free, I'll link it up down below, then you would know that. But you only get confident, and the people who are winning and crushing it, they're able to source fast because they're confident, because they put in the time and they put in the effort. Number 6, outsourcing or doubling down on what's working. So what I've noticed from myself and from other people who are, you know, making a significant amount of income with eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon is they're outsourcing or doubling down. So top sellers either delegate tasks to virtual assistants and prep centers or become ultra efficient solo, but they commit to a system. So the people who are winning and crushing it, they don't just continue to do what they're doing by themselves. They build a whole system around it. They build a team of virtual assistants. They outsource it to a prep center, or, you know, I have friends of mine who they're solo, right? They're solo dolo. They don't have a team. They don't have virtual assistants, but they build a system. They build a process. They build a specific recipe for success. This is known as a standard operating procedure, or an SOP. They follow the same methodology for sourcing, for listing, for shipping, for repricing, right? So the people who are crushing it, they find a way that works, right? What I do and what works in my business, you might find something completely different, right? If you were to take the hundreds of eBay to Amazon flippers and put them all in a room, I could guarantee you that everybody's doing something a little bit differently. Some are targeting specific brands like Nintendo. Some are, you know, targeting electronic brands and tool and home improvement brands like Leviton, or maybe there's folks who are doubling down like me. I focus on a lot of toys and Hasbro and Marvel. There's folks who just sell DVDs and books, maybe because they're not ungated. But outsourcing and doubling down, especially outsourcing the things they don't enjoy, the things they hate, the things that maybe are only $6, $7, $8 an hour tasks, they outsource it to somebody so they could focus on the $50, $100, $200 per hour tasks, okay? And then number 7, this is really important. This was probably one of the biggest game changers that I made over the last 5 years. So I've been doing eBay to Amazon for about 5 years. I started thrifting. I was doing all that from 2015 on Amazon to about 2021. Got into a bad car accident in 2021. Said to myself, I gotta start sourcing deals that come to me. Learned about eBay to Amazon. But when I first started doing eBay to Amazon, my average ticket price was like $35. I started low because I didn't have a ton of money. I didn't have a ton of confidence. I mean, I had money, but I didn't want to put all my money into something that was new because I didn't know, like, I had all these like doubts in my head. Everybody told me, oh, if you do eBay to Amazon, you're gonna get suspended, you're gonna get kicked off, this and that. And then what I realized was there was just a lot of freaking bozo the clowns in the Amazon community who like to just talk. They're all like grandpas. They just regurgitate the same thing. They're crabs at the bottom of the bucket. They don't try anything new. They don't think outside the box. Somebody got kicked off for doing eBay to Amazon because they were freaking importing Chinese goods, and then they just tell everybody like, oh my God, like it's never gonna work. So I had a lot of misconceptions and a lot of doubt. So I didn't want to spend a bunch of money. Come to find out, pretty much 99% of the stuff that everyone was scaring me about was a bunch of BS, right? You do have to be careful though. If you're gonna do eBay to Amazon, you've got to fly under the radar. Check out this video if you haven't yet, how to fly under the radar, flipping from eBay to Amazon. If you're selling on Amazon in general, there's a million ways that you can get assassinated. I hate to say it. So you got to be really, really careful on Amazon in general. It's Amazon. It's not eBay to Amazon. It's not Amazon to Amazon. It's not thrifting. It's not wholesale. It's Amazon. Amazon at the end of the day is a big, massive sack of, but you know, you can make a ton of money with it. You just have to use and abuse it for what it's worth. And you can't trust Amazon too much because they don't trust you. But I digress. High ticket products, okay? I started flipping $35 items. That was my average selling price. The next year I moved up to like 40, and then the next year like 50, and then year 4, 70 or 75. Now I'm at over $100 average selling price per flip. And I love this with eBay to Amazon because it's less work, it's less volume, it's less high pricing errors, it's less listing, it's less shipping, it's less just everything, right? So I love to deal with high ticket items because it's easier to be able to get my capital to work, less products I have to deal with, just less problems overall. That's one of the things I love about eBay to Amazon compared to thrifting, is when I was thrifting, my average selling price was $20, $25. Now my average selling price is $100, And even though my ROIs are less than thrifting, because you're never gonna beat ROIs that you get from a thrift store at like 500%, I work way less. I work 1 to 2 hours per week now in my business. Why? Because I've got capital working for me, I've got virtual assistants working for me, I've got prep centers working for me, and most importantly, I have a system that I've built over time. Now, you're not gonna just do this and replicate this overnight within a couple of minutes, but these are the 7 things that I've noticed amongst myself and other people who are crushing it. Some of these things are in your control, some of your things are out of your control. Some of these things, if you're a new seller, it's gonna slow you down. There's nothing you can do, but I'm just giving it to you real and raw. So again, the 7 things, number 1 is capital. Number 2, getting ungated and restrictions. Number 3, building a replens list. Number 4, did I skip one? No, 1 was capital, 2, getting ungated. 3 was actually buying products and actually spending money and buying and actively doing it and not just sitting back and crying and blaming everybody else that it doesn't work. Trust me, there's people who are killing it. You're not killing it because you haven't figured out how to do it the right way. Building a replens list, number 4. Number 5, building confidence to analyze deals quickly. And I got a bee flying into me. Oh man, you want a box? I've been watching some Jake Paul fights. Analyzing deals with confidence, outsourcing or doubling down on what's working, virtual assistants, prep centers, and focusing on higher ticket items. So hopefully this video helped you out and just maybe gave you a little bit of a bigger picture context to why some people are crushing it and why some people aren't. Again, some of this stuff's in your control, some of it's out of your control. But like I've said, 3 or 4 times in this video, I'm just sharing with you what I've seen, the truth, and hopefully this helps you and serves you in some way. So if you guys have any questions, drop a comment down below. If you need any help or mentorship, check out resellingfreedom.com down below. It's my mentorship with me and about 9 or 10 other coaches. We do weekly coaching calls. We've got an entire course. We've got workshops. We've got ebooks, guides, Facebook group, or you can check out my free eBay to Amazon Facebook group, eBay to Amazon Masterclass. Go into Facebook, you can find me there, and I'll put more resources down below. But with that being said, guys, I appreciate you all. Much love and have a beautiful day. Peace.